The day we've all been waiting for so long is finally here. Hunger Games release day. I haven't started this yet. I just received it in the mail. I pre-ordered it like forever ago and it finally is here. I'll give you more thoughts once I read it. So yeah. Okay, I literally just opened it. It starts with 4 quotes all about propaganda. Which is a good thing, because, okay, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think any of the other Hunger Games books started with quotes from, like, the real world. Okay, I suspected this from the first sample we got, but the way that Haymitch is always calling his girlfriend by both her names, Lenore Dove, she's totally a covey. No one calls their girlfriend by their first and last name constantly. Maybe we'll get a Lucy Gray mention. Well, obviously not if she survives, because that would ruin everything, but like a mention of her existence. Okay, 100% confirmation that Lenore Dove is a covey, because Haymitch just said that her name came from a poem. Well, the first half of her name came from a poem, and the second half came from a shade of gray. Poem or ballad followed by color is how they name. So like maybe she's related to Lucy Gray. Okay, I'm actually gonna lose my mind. I think, okay, call me crazy, I'm only on page 6. Only on page 6. But Haymitch is talking about his friend he's known since he was 10, who has a great singing voice that the Mockingjays always listen to. And I'm thinking, is this Mr. Everdeen? Is this Katniss's father? I'm on page 7 now. Yeah, he's definitely Katniss's dad, because now it's just confirmed that he's an Everdeen. So, like, yeah, and just like that, it's confirmed that Lenore Dove is a covey. I knew that. I knew it. I'm sorry, what? I actually can't breathe. This is what? Okay, I'm on page 8 now. Wow, such a big jump from page 7. Lenore Dove is a baird. Is this? Her last name is Baird. Did Lucy Gray live? But then it says her mom died in childbirth. And then she's a baird. But Suzanne Collins wouldn't do that, because the whole point was that you're not supposed to know if she lived or died. So that's like, this, like, does that kind of like ruin the point? I mean, unless she has a bigger point to make. I don't know. Now we've met Katniss's mom too. I need to stop recording videos every single time a character gets revealed. But we met Peeta's dad. Oh. Okay, it's the next day and I've read a lot more. So obviously last time we left off, I was on like page 10. The way he got chosen at the reaping, the way that he didn't get chosen normally, how like the dude literally got shot and then they like used him as a replacement, like that was kind of wild. And then I like audibly gasped when like Plutarch Heavensby shows up, and I'm like, I completely forgot that bro like existed in this time period, and he wouldn't even be like that young, because he was like old in the original trilogy. So like that was like not too unexpected, but it was a nice thing to see. And then I thought it was funny how in the original trilogy we know that he teamed up with Maisley in the Hunger Games, because we know that from Katniss and Peeta learning about his games. But I thought it was funny that he didn't like her at first and they weren't friends, because I always just assumed that they were close friends because they worked together in the games. But I think it was a funny touch that she was like a mean girl. The way that I gasped and like my heart dropped when I saw who his mentors were, the fact that his mentors are literally Wirus and Mags. Like, what? Also, okay, that was surprising to me, because I don't know. And then BD was there too, and I was like, what? And then the fact that he holds a whole like rebel plan obviously doesn't work, but like, how much does it not work? He had an interaction with President Snow that was kind of crazy, that Snow, like, that he was there and he was like really creepy. And I'm completely rambling now. I don't have very fluid thoughts about this, but I don't know, it was kind of crazy, just like the way he was talking with Haymitch. And I don't really know, man, but Snow was there. I was freaked out when they got a replacement for the girl who like died, when like, that's kind of an odd choice. I mean, it makes sense, but it's, like, creepy. So we'll see how that goes. And the fact that they're planning a sneaky rebel plan and that Hamish is gonna, like, flood the computer thingy, whatever, like, I can't believe Hamish was a rebel. He was a rebel before, and I love this, and I'm so mad that we know his plan's not gonna succeed, because we know how this ends, and we know what happens, and the fact, okay, what really caught me off guard is when he was offered a drink, and he said, I don't drink, and I'm like, because all you know about Hamish is that he's literally a drunk old guy. So the fact that whatever happened to him happened so bad that he started drinking, we knew that. And then right before it ended, I finished off the last chapter I read on this crazy cliffhanger. I literally screamed. Effie literally showed up. I was so happy. I'm very excited to see what happens with that, because I am a Hayfie shipper all the way. Of course, in this, I know Hamish is dating someone, but I'm curious to see how their interactions go with each other. The fact that they, like, knew each other all the way back this far. Okay, so I kind of forgot to make, like, any other progress updates, and I kind of finished the whole book, but I have so much to say. So much to say, and I don't know how to say it all, and I'm going to try to keep it, like, chronologically, but my thoughts are going to probably go all over the place. The first thing I wanted to address is how I love how Suzanne Collins lately in the Ballad of Summer and Snakes and in Sunrise and Everything has really leaned into, like, the musical poetry aspect of things. Like, she ties in, she writes her own songs, which basically when they're in a book, they're basically poems, but then also incorporates old stuff that's, like, from our world, the real world, which I think is so crazy, because Hunger Games is so detached from modern society, because that's the point. It wouldn't be timeless if it was, like, set in a certain date. It is so disconnected from our world, but these songs and these poems and these words tie the world of Panem into our world, and I think that's so cool. Especially, I was surprised with her choice for this book, because we all know that the Covey are named after ballads, songs, but usually they're originally poems in our time. Like, the last one, Lucy Gray, was named after the poem about Lucy Gray. And this one, Lenore Dove, is named after The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe, which I thought was the most interesting choice, because when you, like, okay, the vibes of Lucy Gray's poem, kind of, it felt like it fit with the world, but this felt so out of place, and I liked it. It was unexpected that, I just didn't expect to see Edgar Allan Poe in a Hunger Games book, that's all I'm saying, but he's here, and I remember The Raven was particularly an experience I did not enjoy when we had to read it in 9th grade. Hated every second of it, but I've come to appreciate it more. The second I saw that that's what she was named after, I knew exactly that was going to reflect her and Hamish's story. I knew that was going to happen, obviously, but then the second that, okay, what she's done so far with these two prequels, Lucy Gray ends up in the same fate as her poem. Lenore Dove ended up in the same fate as her poem. And I think I love it. And sometimes I don't always know what Suzanne Collins is trying to do, but I know she's, like, got so much to say. But I'm all here for it. I love her. Girl did great with that. Anyway, I'm getting off subject. Another thing, okay, chronological order. Where was I before my last update? I was talking about the mentors. The fact that Mags was one of his mentors was crazy to me, because that just adds so much more to, like, the Quarter Quell, Mags and Wyrus, and then knowing Beatty and all of that, because then seeing them later get reaped in the Quarter Quell, and knowing that Snow, we all know that the Quarter Quell was totally rigged because he wanted to get rid of the most dangerous victors. So now it makes sense, as he could tell rebellion is brewing, it makes sense he kills all the victors that were involved in that scandal 25 years before. And I just, and everything. And the fact that the songs from Ballad of Summer and Snakes were in this one, like, that Lucy Gray has left such a mark on District 12. And of course they probably just are Covey songs, so they've probably been around, but we all know that she wrote The Hanging Tree. And the fact that Hanging Tree was in this, and Nothing You Could Take From Me was in this, and Old There Before, and all the songs that Suzanne Collins wrote for Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes were all here. And every time that they were mentioned, I got so happy. And then I literally almost lost my mind when at the end, when Haymitch saw the clip of Lucy Gray playing her song. Oh my goodness. I almost lost it. I was like, there's no way. And he's like, wait, that's our Victor. And also, they never ever addressed the fact that right at the beginning they say that Lenore Dove's last name is Baird, but they never mention a connection to Lucy Gray Baird. Like, how are they related? Because like, if she was Lenore's mother, then that ruins everything with like you're not supposed to know if Lucy Gray's alive or not. But how else could she be related to that family? I mean, maybe she had other relatives, but she made it seem like Lucy Gray made it seem like she had no relatives, like no real like blood relatives, and I just don't know. And I'm gonna lose it. And then when in the epilogue, oh my god, okay, I'm completely skipping the games. I gotta talk about the games. The games were crazy because the whole rebel plot. I don't know. I didn't expect that for some reason. I really should have. And I liked their huge ally thing they had going on where they tried to partner up like all the districts together. I thought that was very cool. And I liked his friendship with Maisley. I thought that was really nice. And the little plot with what was her name? I know that the girl that died, and then they gave a body double of her, but they nicknamed that one Lulu. I forgot what her actual name was, Luella or something. But his whole friendship with the copy of her was so cute, and it was sad to see her die like that. But like the fact that he like was there for her and cared for her, even though she wasn't actually Luella. And then basically all the deaths that happened killed me. When Maisley died, I was so. And the other little kid, the other one, oh my goodness, all of them. There's just so much. Because, like, obviously Hunger Games had Rue, but this one had, like, so many. Basically, Haymitch just had, like, the worst experience ever. Like, ever. And then, yeah, the worst. And then, okay, the games, and then we know he won. And I have so many thoughts floating in my mind because I read this so quickly. Anytime there was like something that was said in the original trilogy, anytime there was like a little thing, I was like, and the fact that he figured out that their only Victor must have been, no, the fact that he figured out that Snow must have been with Lucy Gray, that he figured that out on his own just from like Snow's sneaky ways. I love that. And it just reveals so much about why Haymitch is the way he is, to the point where after this I immediately went to the first book, and I looked at stuff, and I looked at how Haymitch was introduced and all of that, and you know, when you first read it, you just think, oh my goodness, who's this idiot? And now, reading those bits where he's introduced after this, it hits so different why he is like that, and why he ended up the way he is, and it just hurts that he gave up, that he gave up, but he didn't in the end, even though it wasn't him, it was Katniss that finally is the one that helped end the reaping, but that he was able to watch the sun rise on his birthday when it wasn't a reaping, just like he always wanted. It was like the epilogue. Okay, taking me back to the epilogue. The epilogue where we get a mention of Katniss and Peeta, which I waited for. I was really hoping. I was like, please let there be an epilogue. Please let there be an epilogue with Katniss and Peeta. And it did not disappoint. And then, okay, I said before that I'm a Hayfie shipper. Forget that. Oh my goodness, the little statement he made about geese mating for life, and he says he thinks he will mate for life too, and that he's never gonna move on from Lenore Dove. I'm like, dude, I believe you. Sorry I ever shipped you with Effie. I mean, obviously I still like them together, but like. After the epilogue, I don't think I can, in good mind, do that, considering how, like, yeah, this line where he says, like the geese, we really did mate for life. They need to be together, and well, that's been my review. Maybe I'll make a video with more cohesive thoughts later on, like a Hunger Games rant part 2, like a part 2 to my other Hunger Games rant. That's all I really have to say. I'm sure I'll think of more the second I stop recording, but for now, this has been my chaotic review and reaction of Sunrise and the Reaping, the book we waited like a year and a half for. Bye-bye.